Hi. So another part of my challenge this month of posting every day is I'm supposed to do a video at least once a week, and I didn't do one last week. I could have posted another Silks Pole thing, but anyway. So instead of making a post about what I'm thinking about today, I'm talking about it. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but I'm. Okay, so I want to talk about rebelliousness. And I'm wondering what everybody's version of rebellion has been or hasn't been. And if you've gone through a rebellious phase, if you recognize what creates rebelliousness in you. Because I was thinking about this morning, and with me, I've spent most of my life saying, well, I never rebelled. I was trying too hard to be perfect. I was trying to be the perfect child, and I didn't misbehave, and I hardly ever swore, and I got good grades, and I stuck to myself, and I didn't party. I didn't, So actually, the thought that I had about me was that, in a sense, my relationship to rebelliousness has been the opposite to the tradition of rebelliousness, because when I first heard about the concept of peer pressure, the idea that other kids wanting me to just do the things that they do, being a motivator to make bad choices or whatever it was, that idea was really activating to me, to the point where I was like, I am never going to fall into peer pressure. I'm going to be somebody who doesn't do what other kids do. And it was very determined in me to never do that. And so I didn't. I would hang out, like I've hung out with drug dealers. I hung out with the most sexually active kids sometimes, and I loved them dearly, and I was always so fascinated by them. But it was kind of a very intentional aspect of my process through through adolescence, that I would never ever fall into what was expected of me as a teenager. I wanted to be wiser than that. I think wise is the right choice. I wanted to be more wise than the phase of adolescence. So that was one thing. On a really small scale, when I go to a restaurant and I ask the server what they recommend, and they say, oh, this is the most popular dish, I will absolutely not order that dish. Absolutely not. Even if it was the one that I wanted the most. I'll be like, oh, popular. Okay, I'll try something else then. Just that word. And the number one thing of me that is rebellious is when somebody says, that's just the way it is. When somebody says, an example would be in the film industry, in the acting world, a lot of people have opinions about the way things are. This is just the way it is. And my rebelliousness, I'm learning, is so pointed against that kind of acceptance of things just being the way they are, that I can sabotage myself. I can say no to something that I should say yes to, simply because I feel the pressure of doing the thing that, is just expected of us as actors. And that's true of a great deal of life. If somebody says, this is just the way it is, it makes me want to. And I wish my rebelliousness was a little bit more like an activist. But really what it does is it makes me want to exit the situation. It makes me want to just you know what, I don't want any part of that. And so I've been in my career and there are certain aspects that I just don't want any part of, which Yeah, so this is a bit of a confessional, but it's also, I'm really curious about the idea of rebelliousness because for me it's been so different than at least what it's sold as. Maybe it's not uncommon. Maybe I'm not uncommon, but you know, it's been sold to us as this like going through a phase where you behave badly and that's your rebelliousness. So I would love to hear everybody's personal relationship with the topic because I don't think I've ever had this conversation, and it just occurred to me today as I'm sitting in the self-questioning of turning down something I should have said yes to and I wish I could go back because I'm rebellious, because of this strange quirk of me. Okay, bye guys.